Welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful, awesome, sexy, and amazing day. Happy Trans Visibility Day. If you don't know Trans Visibility Day or anything of that, it is basically just a day to spread some love, spread some more positivity and awareness for just trans individual. If you do not know much about being trans, about gender, about trans people in general, today is the day to ask questions. Today is the day to be like, I don't know shit. Can I ask questions? Yes! Encouraged to do so, actually. What matters is you out there. Take some time, take a moment to sit the fuck down and think about yourself and think about the people around you who may be trans, non-binary, genderqueer, whatever you want to call yourself, whatever identification you label yourself with, or none if that is applicable to you. I don't give a fuck. Support your fucking trans people out there, whether you're transfem, transmasc, anything in between, or you're just exploring and see what works and what doesn't work. You are fucking valid no matter what. And I say this very often, and I'd like to say this again, I will never tell anyone to transition or if that's the right decision for them. I will only try to inform as best as I can based on my own experience and my own life experience. It is not my place to tell anyone to transition or to identify in any way, shape, or form into any label. I will never tell anyone to do so. Fuck anyone who says otherwise, anything about trans people like that. Fuck you, you're a misinformed piece of shit and you're refusing to do so. Non-binary people are fucking valid. They exist. If people out there are trying to say otherwise, pitchforks. They exist. You know what to do with them. Chad, I don't know if you noticed, but every sexy person comes from this country right here. I don't know what it's called, but I like the colors. I like the flag. I have a question. I'm recently feeling dysphoric and I don't know how to be sure, but I like the idea of being a girl. What do? Here's what you can do. I'm not going to tell you exactly what to do, but I can tell you what I personally did. I personally started voice training. I started trying on feminine clothes. So I started growing my hair out more. I started growing out my nails and doing things that made me feel feminine in what I perceive to be more feminine. If you ever feel dysphoric about your gender, just try. Try everything. See how you feel about it, because here's the kicker. If you think something is one way, there's 10,000 people who will think the complete fucking opposite. You can think long hair, long nails, makeup, super high-pitched voice is feminine, and then somebody else can be like, I don't perceive that as feminine in any way, shape, or form. Gender is just your perception of what it is, and you're valid in whatever you think it is. If for you being masculine is having long hair and no facial hair and long ass nails and makeup, that is masculinity to you. Fucking valid, go do it. If being feminine to you is having no hair, okay? No fucking hair, short nails, no makeup, all natural, bitch. Of course it's fucking feminine. Have you seen how beautiful women without hair is? Whatever, I don't know English. It's insane. This is something I always tell people. If you are going to try to explore your gender, which is great and awesome, and I encourage so, if you so desire or you want to, you don't have to jump straight into HRT and completely changing your name and everything. You can start extremely small, super tiny. You can start with slightly raising your pitch or lower your pitch, or wear something very different that you never thought about wearing before. Things like that. And here's the cool thing with exploring your gender. If you do something and you're like, this doesn't feel like me, this doesn't make me feel good in any way, you just drop it, baby. If you are a beautiful trans woman and you see people out there voice train and whatever, and that make you feel dysphoric, and you try voice training but it doesn't make you feel good, just don't do it, baby. Just don't do it. Okay? I've said it before and I will say it to the day I fucking perish from this earth. Exploring your gender and being trans doesn't mean go and do what the societal norm of gender is. It is to explore the gender for you and only you and nobody else. If you sit there and you are oh, I want to transition. Say you want to go transfem. You don't have to grow out your hair, grow out your nails, makeup. No, you can explore what femininity is to you. What I can perceive as feminine can be completely different to you. If your goal is to like pass society-wise, that's valid and fair. If your goal is to just feel more feminine for you, also valid and fair. But you gotta explore that shit yourself. Nobody can tell you how to do that. And that is upsetting to some people, but also it gives you way more freedom than you think. If you sit there and you think, oh, I can't do that, that is not feminine. Wrong. Is it feminine to you? Then it is fucking feminine. This is another huge thing for me when it comes to like my transition. It has been being open and understanding and exploring and knowing more about gender, about history of gender, about why certain things are the way they are, and something that is so fucking awesome, in my opinion, is the more I have explored my femininity and what femininity is to me, the more okay I've been with my masculinity as well. I used to think like, oh, my voice is like so deep, it is not feminine, whatever. Bitch, I told this story the other day, but I'll tell it again. I was gonna call a hospital to ask for a doctor who can help with HRT related stuff. So I called the hospital. I'm like, hi, I was wondering if you had a doctor who has knowledge in transitioning and like HRT. And I said it exactly like that. And then this woman on the other side goes, oh, you need a gynecologist? I'm laughing to myself and I'm like, no, I'm trans. And they went, oh! This was how my voice used to sound like.
Also, bump about when you went go piss girl, I'm not gonna lie, that made me feel really fucking good.
That was also the day, yeah.
I don't know why, but like female pronouns always makes me feel way more empowered. Also, bump about
I don't even sound like the fucking same person almost. It's kind of weird. Chat, I want to show off a cool creator that is also another trans creator. This person's name is Ivy. They're very funny.
No one, dog. That's the point. Just have fun. You're so scared of other people absorbing you in a way that you don't want. You forgot to have fun. I need to be nonchalant. I need to make sure I'm seen as cool. If you're thinking and actively working towards being nonchalant, you may need to look up the definition of the word. Sort of like, I really don't care about this. Let me show you why. It's cool. It's cool. You can do your aura farming. You can call people cornball. Me personally, I'm gonna continue to do my whack ass shit and be annoying cause it's fun. Sorry.
I love them.
Skip on the field of 1,000 bitches. Don't be shy. Do a little, like, give them a smile. That's a weird, pathetic look that you're doing. You're scaring the bitches. Just hold on. Bitches.
You're scaring the bitches. Hold on.
Dysphoria is fucking crazy. I'm analyzing my face hardcore right now because I feel like I got the same bone structure as those ants from Ants. He's taking up commonplace in my head. I look like that, right? Leave me alone. Dysphoria is fucking... But
that creator, in my opinion, is very important. Not only do I think they're genuinely like really funny and super pretty and very interesting and like, but also they're the embodiment, I feel like, of like your voice has very little to do with how people perceive you, and it's more like the vibe and like how you are. I feel like, especially a lot of trans women feel like they won't pass until their voice passes or whatever, which is like, it's understandable because like that logically makes sense, like in your head, you know what I mean? But then like you see people like that, or you see people who have like on purpose will do like a super deep, growly, like stereotypical masculine voice or whatever, and people are like, that's a pretty woman. Also, you freaking hilarious. I like you. That's funny. And I think that's very important. And I think that's really cool. And I think for a lot of trans women, it's very important to have both spectrums out there so you can have a conscious bit of both. This video, I think, is also super important.
Honestly, because I don't care. I don't. You couldn't pay me to care about voice training. Okay, there are many things in my transition that I've done to make myself feel comfortable that in turn make people comfortable, you know? Things that people describe as like passing, you know, growing my hair out and putting on makeup and wearing feminine clothes. All of these things I did to make myself feel comfortable in my own skin, and they had the added effect of making other people comfortable with my presence as a trans person. Voice training was the one thing that did not feel right at all. My voice, I tried it for so long, it just didn't feel like me. I realized that I missed my voice, and I loved the lowness of it, the sultriness, the smoothness, the zhuzh of it all. I don't know. And the second I realized that, and the second I realized that I was pursuing voice training not for my own benefit, but for society's benefit, was when I realized it was not for me.
Hell yeah.
Transition has been and will always be for me and the things that make me feel comfortable in my skin, because this is my life to live. Also, I don't owe you an explanation. I am choosing to respond because I'm in a great mood today. Honestly.
Love that for you. I wanted to show that video off because I talk so much about voice training, and I know some people can feel like it's a must, like they have to voice train. Obviously, that is just not true. I just personally talk a lot about it because it's something I do like literally every single day, and I think it's important to talk about for the people who want to voice train. But I also think it's important to talk about like how it's okay to just fucking not. Like, you can have a lower voice, you can have a more sultry voice and whatever, and do whatever you so want. Again, happy Trans Day of Visibility. Please, if you have people out there who are trans, are trying to explore their gender, trying to explore themselves, testing things out, basically, give them some time, give them some breathing room, give them some time to just try out new things. Not everything is going to happen right away. Not everything is going to be comfortable right away. Not everything is going to be comfortable at all. I know a lot of people, especially now, myself included, have had a year so far, and it's been a very tough year. What you always need to remember is, as long as you're alive, as long as you're around, as long as you're just existing, they'll never win. That's enough. Because trans and queer people have always been part of society, will always be part of society, will never, ever go away, no matter what.